Okay, people, let's look at the different methods of determining whether the animal is on heat or not on heat. We have different instruments that we use here. You may get this in section A, 1.3 or 1.4. You may also get this in section B, whether they give you the statement or they just give you the picture of the instrument. So what I want you to understand here, I want you to understand the name of the instrument and how is it used, and you must also know the picture of the instrument, because in the exam they can give you the picture of the instrument, then they ask you what is the name of the picture. The first instrument we have is called pedometer. How is it used? The pedometer will be placed around the lower leg of the cow. What does it do once it is placed around the lower leg of the cow? It's there to record the movement of the cow, to check whether it is on heat or not on heat. What it does is that they place it on the lower leg of the cow, then they allow the cow to go to a grazing yard. When the cow keeps on moving up and down, because remember we said one of the signs of a cow that is on heat, it is what? It is restlessness. It keeps on moving up and down. So then when the cow keeps on moving up and down in the grazing yard, the pedometer, it will report to a computer that is left maybe in the office or wherever it is in the farm. It will record that this cow is moving up and down. So if the cow is moving up and down, what does that tells you as a farmer? It means the cow is restlessness, and the cow being restlessness, it's one of a sign that the cow is on what? Is on heat. So you can then conclude that the cow is what? Is on heat. I hope you get what I have added on top of what is written on this slide. We call it what? A pedometer. Chain ball marker. You must be able to identify a chain ball marker. A chain ball marker is placed on a teaser cow to leave a mark on the back of a mounted cow. So it will be placed on a teaser cow to leave a mark on the back of a mounted cow. So a teaser cow will mount maybe the cow that is on heat. It will leave a mark at the back, maybe where at the beginning of the tail of the tailbone. So when the animal comes back, then we will see, okay, this cow was being mounted. It allowed mounting. It allowed to be mounted. So if the cow allowed to be mounted, it means it was what? It was on heat, because we say it will also allow other cows to mount it. The tail choking. Tail choking, what we do is place on cows as a marker, and it stretches from hip bone to where the tail begins. So if the cows mount it, it will go these ways. Then we will see what they find. This cow was being mounted, and it allowed the other cows to mount it. So it's very easy to understand this. The camera hint mount detector. This is the camera hint mount detector, which can be called a trainman. How does it operate? This camera hint mount detector, my people, is placed on the ram or just above the tail head. What happens is that this camera hint mount detector, originally it is white in color, but if it is mounted, it is pressed, once it feels more pressure, what will happen is that it will change its color to become what? To become red. So in this case, we are saying a prolonged pressure turns the original white detector into what? Into red. So when the other animals mount it, they will keep on touching putting more pressure on the camera heat mount detector, then it will change its color from being white iba red. Once the animal comes back and we realize that the camera heat mount detector is now red, it means the animal was on what? Is on heat. Then we can decide to do the artificial insemination or or mate it with what? With a bull. But the problem about this one is that if it goes into maybe a forest or a mountain, and the camera heat mount detector is being touched or pressed by maybe the trees or the branches of the trees, it may end up changing to be red, only to find that the animal is not on heat. Ne? So that's the problem about it. But please make sure that you understand it in this format. Then we can also use a vasectomized bull, which is known as a teaser bull. A bull that has been vasectomized, we can say the we can say the vas deferens, or the sperm duct, has been cut, and so it cannot impregnate a cow, because the semen cannot go, or the sperm cannot go up until it is ejaculated into the female. The only thing that will be ejaculated there, it will be the secretions from the 3 accessory glands. So what happens is that the bull mounts the cow on heat, but fertilization does not occur. So singayibheka la and check it to find this bull is mounting the cow, and the cow is not refusing. It allows being mounted. So if it allows being mounted, it means it is on what? It is on heat. The last one, we can just observe the animal 20 to 30 minutes for about 2 to 3 times on a day. So silokhu siyibheka ukuthi what yenza njani? Is it moving up and down? Is it allowing to be mounted? Is it mounting other cows? Then you can also check that one. So we have all these different methods, but most importantly, master the pedometer, the camera heat mount detector, the chin ball marker, and the tail choking. Is very important to master those ones, because you may get them in the exam. When we come back, we will look at the relationship between different hormones. But how are hormones affecting each other? When this one is increasing, what happens to the other one? Is it also increasing or is decreasing? Whereby we'll be using 2 terms: inhibit and stimulate. Thank you.